fallout is continuing from the Jeffrey Epstein explosion, where the FBI and Pam Bondi said that there is nothing to see here around the Epstein case, when they had spent literally all of last election and many years prior saying that there was a lot of there, and they were going to uncover and expose the pedophiles in our country, no matter how powerful or rich they may be. And so now we're having MAGA calling on the Attorney General to be fired. And there's also reporting that the FBI is taking the day off because they're so pissed off about Pam Bondi and her lack of transparency. And this has really caused a rift within MAGA, which I am just eating up. I think this is delicious. Couldn't happen to a worse person, Donald Trump. Andrew Schultz is realizing, slowly, but he is realizing that Donald Trump may have lied to him.
Everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single fucking thing.
I don't know what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point. If you tell me, it's easier for me to believe you wanted to do all these things if any of them were happening in the way that you said they would.
To that point, like, there'll be people that, like, they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that. I believe when...
Were they not alive from 2016 to 2020, where he made grand promises that never happened? We never built that fucking wall. The wall was never built. I'm happy about that, but that was his big campaign promise. We're going to build the wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Well, we built about 5 miles of wall and we paid for it. This is who Donald Trump is. I truly don't understand what his superpower is, that he can just say whatever he wants and people believe him and they forget about all the other times he lied to them. I don't get it. There is a definite problem for Trump and the administration. They know it. Bill O'Reilly was on News Nation yesterday saying that they shouldn't release the Epstein files. And here's why.
Talked to President Trump man to man, eye to eye on St. Patrick's Day about this and the Kennedy files and the King files. It was all one conversation. And he said, and I agree, there are a lot of names associated with Epstein that had nothing to do with Epstein's conduct. They maybe had lunch with him or maybe had some correspondence for one thing or another. If that name gets out, those people are destroyed because there's not going to be any context. Media doesn't care about context. So you can't do that.
Yeah, so Bill O'Reilly says that Donald Trump told him that they can't release the Epstein files because people who did nothing wrong and were associated with Epstein would be thrown into all of this.
Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, but before you judge me, know this. Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff.
Well, why don't you actually do what you say we're going to do and just release the files and let the public make a decision for themselves? I'm sure that if someone had a coffee with Epstein, it would be fine. But my guess is that we all know that Donald Trump is implicated in this thing, and so he can't release them because he will be exposing himself. And because of that, the Attorney General is also in a pretzel and a knot and is doing what Donald Trump says, which is please do not release these documents. But now it's causing MAGA to want her to become fired. Laura Loomer, who is a kook and nut, but very well connected within the MAGA space, is saying the following. FBI Director Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, I cannot believe that is real life, are livid with Pam Bondi over her Department of Justice memo and the lack of transparency from her office regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files. A source tells Laura that Dan Bongino, the source is probably Dan Bongino, to be clear, is taking the day off today from his job as Deputy Director of the FBI, and there's now speculation on whether or not he will return to his job at the FBI over his disgust over Bondi's lack of transparency in handling of the Epstein files. Pam Bondi has also brought total embarrassment to President Trump. She has lied to the American people. It's amazing. She's going to be the fall person for this when we all know that Donald Trump is the reason why these aren't being released. I mean, she was stupid to say they were on her desk and she's going to release them the next day if she didn't have them. That's stupid of her. But we all know that Donald Trump is the one puppeteering all of this. She's also told that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are furious with Bondi and the blowback she has caused them with her lack of transparency. Patel and Bongino should call for Bondi's public resignation today to sell themselves and to push for full transparency in the Epstein files. This is an issue the American people deeply care about. Someone needs to be fired for this, and she thinks it should be Bondi. Quote, Trump should just fire her. You let me know in the comments, how long do you think Pam Bondi is going to last? 3 years? 3 months? 3 days? 3 hours? I'm not sure. I don't think she can survive this, to be honest. I think she is actually going to be the fall person. I don't even think MAGA likes her to begin with. She's not a very good attorney general in the sense of what they need. She just goes on Fox News, but I don't think she's actually very masterful at her job, which is good for us because we want people in here who are not good and can't get things past the finish line. But someone's going to take the fall for this, and I think it's going to be her. Now, after she does take the fall, they're still going to have this problem of the files not being released. So this isn't going away. And I think Democrats need to 100% make this a pressure point. And they should call on the Department of Justice and FBI and Trump to release all of these files and keep putting on the pressure. I just think it's a total winner for us, and I don't know why we wouldn't continue hammering it. Now, Rachel Maddow uncovered something deeply suspicious about the Epstein story, and here that is.
U.S. Department of Justice says there is no Epstein client list. The systematic review revealed no incriminating client list, according to today's DOJ memo. These guys have been hyping the whole Epstein conspiracy theory for years. I mean, this is the guy who Donald Trump appointed to be deputy director of the FBI.
I've already told you the Epstein story. Let's just say a friend who knows about something, if you've heard the story, was on the plane with Clinton with the Epstein thing, and he said, I'm out of here, Daddy-O. I told that story quite a few times, so I know a lot about this story. There are a lot of people who know old Jeff. A lot of people. So it's kind of weird, like this client list is about to come out. Everybody got quiet all of a sudden.
I know a lot about this story. A lot. Says the podcaster who Trump named to be deputy director of the FBI. Now today, knock, 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 FBI, what's up with that? Today, according to the FBI and the Justice Department, there is nothing at all to this Jeffrey Epstein story. Please stop talking about it. There will be no further information released. Client list, what client list? We will not be talking about this anymore. There will be no further information. You should stop talking about this, except maybe if it is raised, on the gold spray-painted television sculpture on the National Mall. Maybe you could learn something about it there. But otherwise, now that Donald Trump is the head of the U.S. federal government, we're just, no.
Yeah, so this is not going away, and I don't think we should let it. Let's keep digging in. I think Pam Bondi is cooked, and I look forward to seeing her demise. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like in the video. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.